So the rant I want to go on is about human intuition. And how human intuition is one of the dirtiest liars in the whole world. In fact, like, one of the downsides to one of the only downsides to the internet is that it fuels this horrible, nasty lie teller. Human intuition. It's the worst thing. Because things like, okay, so here's how a human brain kind of works, right? Here's how, I'm not a neuroscientist, all right? I might paraphrase, but a human brain is really good at approximating stuff. Like, if I like hold a pen that I've never held before, I can judge by kind of how it feels and how it looks to accurately poke things with it. Or perhaps a better example is you can drive a car and roughly know where the edges of your car are. Even though there's not a lot of cars in the wild for us to have evolved to get used to over millions of years. Cerebral says, I don't know, Day9, this thing you're saying about human intuition doesn't feel quite right to me. You dirty, dirty, dirty man. And this is what's great about this ability for a human brain to approximate stuff is it means that it can adapt really well in environments like to the car thing, or hell, we use it every day to judge social situations. Like someone comes in and you're like, hey man, how's it going? Fine. Huh. I think that person isn't fine. Just by the subtle tone, but I'm not certain. And this is where you get those things where it's like, no, I'm actually fine, I'm just tired. Huh. He said he's tired, but I'm not sure he's tired. I think something's wrong, right? Like there's an amazing ability to just take that tone and just to conclude something from it that is sometimes pretty accurate. This is great. It's great that the human brain does this. It's great that the human brain is able to approximate and kind of roughly compare things and intuit what is a lot of times pretty darn close. Awesome. However, human brain is really bad at using intuition to, say, comment intelligently about subjects with limited knowledge, to be able to assess facts, to listen. Like, okay, let me throw out something. Let me throw something out at you, okay? Let me hurl a thought in your direction. Let me dish this in your direction, okay? Let me toss this out there. I'm probably a pretty good person to ask if you are starting some sort of business in streaming or YouTube. And you might want some consulting information about what are tips and tricks and ways to be successful in the space. I'm certainly not the best. I don't know if I'm the best, but just throwing it out there, I've been doing this for like almost 7 years. Almost 6 years, excuse me. That wasn't an exaggeration, that was just me doing poor math as usual. How did he know to do that? I'm probably a pretty good person to ask about that. I was here before, I started streaming when you had to pay to stream, okay? That's where I'm from. I was there through all the technological changes of like the modern streaming area. Not like what a lot of the super old school people have been through, but like the modern, I think I'm a good source. And here's the crazy thing. People will say, all right, give me some advice, give me some feedback, and I'm like, you got it. Here's my advice. Here, you can do these 5 things that will guarantee you a good amount of success, and these 2 things I don't know that much about, but I can give you references to the 2 people who know that really well. And you know what I get told literally all the time? I don't know, like, I know someone who didn't do those 5 things and he's successful, so I don't, that doesn't sound right. And I'm like, do them! Why would you not listen to me? Like, I am such the right person to ask that question. You did such a smart thing asking me. Do these what do you mean? That doesn't sound right to you. Oh. Oh. This happens so often. I cannot tell you. And I mean, we know some of the bigger instances of human intuition, like working against somebody, you know, like we've heard, ooh, I'm very close to death. Whatevs. So we know some ways in which, like big ways in which human intuition has hurt historically, like, I think that the Earth is flat. We all know about it. That's a big, wrong thing that human intuition told a lot of people. You get Copernicus, he's like, dude, the Earth... Was Kepler? Or you get a lot of smart people being like, dude, Earth, it's round. I did some equations, I got a telescope. I'm starting to think it's round, and people would go, I mean, I'm looking around. It looks flat. It's flat, dude. Like, I'm literally looking right at the Earth. It's flat. It's flat with mountains. That's the way the Earth is. I don't see any roundedness. That feels intuitively wrong to me, therefore I don't believe you. So we know those big ways. Damn it, he's the same person as we are, man. Damn it. And we know those big ways, but it's all those little tiny ways. Like someone read an article on a subreddit sometime that someone wrote about how they had a hard time streaming, and then I, who know all sorts of people in the industry and do it professionally, and have done it for like 6 years and seen segments of times of things working and not working and have a good general intuition, I take all those 6 years experiences and I condense it down to 5 solid suggestions, and they go, nah, I don't know, I read a thing. Like, what? Why is it, what the human... Why, like... And this is actually what I think is almost a curse of the internet, where you have so much access to information online that people will like read some articles on Wikipedia about how economics works and read another article in BBC about the status of, you know, Greece's economy, and they'll go, yeah, and then they'll watch some guy who is like an economic advisor to a country. Some smart person. You'll hear him go, nah, I think that guy really, he doesn't understand the Greek crisis very well. I'm like, what? What? And it is not that the economic article on Wikipedia was wrong. It is not that BBC article was wrong. It's not that this person has read bad information. It's that this person has read 2 pieces of information, ingested it, and then, upon ingesting it, began to have some thoughts about economics that felt to that person like real knowledge. And it's not, it's just bullshit. It's just a bunch of fucking bullshit in his head. Nothing's there. And he has this thing that in his head is the bullshit, and he goes, wait a minute. Guys, I just watched this TV guy talk about the Greek financial crisis, and he is an advisor to a country. He's like the head of the whole economy or some shit, but I've been having some thoughts, and I really think they're relevant. I want to share them, and it's like, Gah! Now, one of the big reasons why I'm bringing all of this up is that this is a personal daily struggle when working on the design of a game. So much of what your intuition says feels right is wrong. Like you, like now, I know this. Like I know this for a fact. I'm saying it. He just said, sorry that happened. I don't know why he's saying that. See, like, what a designer has to do is a designer says, I think that this might cause the outcome that I think it will cause. And then you put it in and you test it. And then you have to put another thing in and you test it. And you have to put another thing and you test it. That's why you hear the word iterate so much. That's really what iterating means. It means that as a human, I'm horrible at judging how other humans are going to play my game. I am awful at it. And I'm so awful that I need to, like, test a billion times to get it proper. Give me that star. Like, and it's interesting to go on to, I mean, like, for instance, I read R games all the time, and to go on there and I'll see people do discussions about gameplay mechanics that really would make that game a lot better. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, is there data to back? I'm not saying that that person's wrong. I'm just saying all that it seems to be going on is just like an intuition about it. And I'm just like, ah! Interesting little discussion.
What to do?
Because my initial rage this morning came from just seeing someone make a comment about probability. And I've gone on this rant before here. You've heard me talk about, like, that's not how probability works! Someone was explaining what it meant to have a test that was like 99% accurate. For any of you who are curious, it was about Bayes' theorem. You can just look it up, B-A-Y-E-S, Bayes' theorem. I'm not going to tell you the exact thing, but, if someone says a test is 99% accurate, that means, like, let's say it's a test to see if I have a rare disease. If this test is 99% accurate, it means if I do have the disease 99% of the time, it says yes. If I don't have the disease 99% of the time, it says no. So there's 1% incorrect results in there. And Bayes' theorem points out how the probability is different going the other way. Because notice the direction. If I have the disease, then it says yes 99% of the time. If I don't have the disease, then it says yes. Or then it says no if I don't have the disease. So Bayes' theorem is the opposite direction. It's saying when you take the test, you get yes. If you get yes, then what's the probability that you have the disease? Notice you're going the other direction. The test, 99%, is talking about going this direction. You get the other direction. You get the other direction. You know what I'm saying? And so I saw someone this morning just talking about, like, nah, that's not how that works. That's wrong. And it was because intuitively it seemed weird. Intuitively it seemed odd to him. And it's like, no, there's rigorous math here. It's exact. The math is exact in its presentation. This is not an intuition thing. We don't need your intuition. Look at it being exactly computed in this way with no ambiguity. And he's like, I don't know, but that doesn't, why would they call it 99% accurate if it's not? And I'm like, and then it just made me think about design stuff. Yeah. This is I'm like, I go to work and I have things that I want to do, but then I have that, like, how would we test that? What would be the right way to confirm that? How do we break this into small enough chunks to where we can test this? Where's my intuition perhaps lying to me that I would need to investigate that? I don't know how to combat that. I don't know how to combat the fact that the internet gives people so much access to so much information that then convinces them that the random thoughts that they have in their head about that information are real knowledge. It's not real knowledge. It's garbage. Why? So that's my little rant. I hope you enjoyed my rant. I'll be right back. That was a good rant. I felt good to rant. Oh my God.